Okay, y'all, today we have a unilateral strength workout. We are doing a bunch of just one-legged or one-side bias strengthening today because all of us have one side that's weaker than the other. So it's good to train them independently so you can't cheat. And running is a one-legged sport where you're constantly putting weight on one foot at a time. So we'll work on just training one side at a time so we get a big benefit, and we'll see how it goes. I've got a looped resistance band, optional, and a couple dumbbells. So if you want dumbbells, one or two, or a kettlebell, pick whatever weights you like, and we'll get going. We're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I'll go through the whole circuit one time, and then of course, if you want to do it again, then rewind it another time or two. All right. I'm going to start my timer on my watch. All right, so the first one's a split squat. Grab a dumbbell or two, or not, it's optional. One foot in front of the other. And we're just gonna hold this the whole time and sink down into basically a lunge, but without bringing our feet back together. Up and down. Keep your front knee over your ankle. Don't let it go past the toes. Drive up through that front heel. Keep your chest nice and tall. Try not to lean forward. You should feel that front glute really firing and the quad. 10 more seconds. Try to get that back knee to the ground if it's comfortable for you. Drive up through the heel. All right, rest. You can drop your weights if you have them. Shake it out a little bit. We'll do the same thing again with the opposite leg in front. All right, other leg in front. 1 foot behind. Try not to be too narrow. Keep it kind of wide so you don't lose your balance. All right, here we go. Down and up. That front knee over the ankle. Also, don't let it dive in. You want to keep it aligned over the middle of your foot. Drive through your heel of that front leg. Core tight, chest tall. All right, good. Drop your weights. The next one's going to be a staggered deadlift. So both feet will be on the ground. You're putting more weight through your front leg. So if you do this little trick, pivot, pivot, here's your natural stance. 80% of your weight's going to be in that front leg, 20% in the rear one. Keep that rear foot popped up at the heel. So you're going to do a deadlift, really putting most of the weight in that front leg. Alrighty. Let's see where we are. All right, grab one weight or two, or none. Always an option. All right. Here we go. You're going to hinge with the hips. Remember to try to keep your armpits squeezing tight like you got dollar bills in your armpits. So the weights stay close to your legs. You don't want them too far out in front. Drive up through the heel. Hinge. Drive up. Squeezing the glutes. Squeezing the hamstrings when you stand upright. Nice flat back. Core tight. Stick your butt out behind you, hinging at the hips. One more. All right, drop your weights, shake it out. Switch legs. So twist and twist. Here's your stance. Oh, I did the wrong foot though. All right. Here we go again. Opposite leg, 80% of your weight in that front leg. Heel of your back leg is popped up off the ground. Hinge, drive up through the glutes and hamstrings. Hinge, stick your butt back, pull up through the glutes and hamstrings. Those armpits tight. Butt straight back, drive through the heel. All right, set your weights down, shake it out. Good. All right, so now you can use your band if you have one. You're gonna put it around your feet. Just like this. If you don't have one, that's fine. You don't have to have one. Just gives you a little extra resistance. I'm gonna rack a weight at my chest, also optional, you don't have to. You're gonna keep both knees kind of soft, core tight, and you're gonna pull one knee up, then the other. So you're gonna basically march in place, pulling against the resistance of your band. All right, 40 seconds of work. Here we go, core tight, pull one knee up, then the other. As high as you can. If you don't have a band, it's fine to just do it without. It's still beneficial. Or if you have ankle weights, you can strap those on your ankles, little cuff weights. Core tight, really drive that knee up. Brace your core. All right, rest. You take the band off, put your weight down. We're gonna lie on our backs next. We are gonna do a one leg bridge. Give yourself some space. If you want to rack a dumbbell over your hips, you can. I'm gonna go without. All right, so flat on your back. And you're gonna straighten one of your legs out and keep it floating there with your thighs parallel. And then using your hands for balance if you need it, you're gonna drive up through the heel of the foot that's on the floor, really thinking about making a fist with your butt cheek on the side where your foot's on the ground. All right, 40 seconds. And go. We're gonna drive up and down. Try to keep your hips level. Imagine you're balancing a glass of water right here on the front of your pelvis. Don't let your hips drop. Try to keep them perfectly level. You should feel that hamstring and that glute really working. And rest. All right, 20-second rest. We're gonna switch sides. If this feels easy, you can always put your grounded leg up on an ottoman, a bench, a Bosu ball, any way to elevate it, and that'll increase your range of motion a little bit if you want more of a challenge. All right, here we go. Switch legs, thighs parallel, push up. Drive through your heel that's on the ground. You should feel the glutes and the hamstrings firing. Drive up, think about making a fist with that butt cheek. Really drive through your heel. Hips parallel, don't let them drop. One more rep. And rest. All right. Oh, we lost power. All right, we are going to a single leg heel raise. You can use a weight if you would like or not. All right, heel raises, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds of rest. Hold a weight if you want in the opposite hand of the leg you're working. Hold on to something for balance. All right, 40 seconds. Lift up the heel, bring it back down. Try not to let your heel slam down on the ground. Control it up, control it down, and keep a soft bend in that stance leg in the knee. Don't let it be locked out. Drive up, slow on the down. You should feel your calf burning. One more rep. All right, rest. Switch feet, switch the weight if you're using one. Soft bend in the stance knee. Keep it unlocked. We'll do it all over again. You'll probably see that one side's harder to do than the other. All right, here we go, 40 seconds. Up, slow on the down. I always work out barefoot, but if this doesn't feel good for you to do these barefoot and you don't already have shoes on, put some shoes on, give you some support. One more rep. All right, and rest. All right, if you have a chair, couch, coffee table, ottoman, something to kind of sit down on, we'll use that next. Varying heights, of course, something lower is going to be harder. We'll see how I do with this. We're going to do a one leg sit to stand. If it's too hard to do with one leg, which this is probably going to be too hard for me to go this low, you can do like a kickstand. So one foot's under you, one's kind of out in front with your heel down to help support yourself a little bit. You're going to sit just enough to kind of make contact with your butt, then stand back up. You don't want to sit all the way down and put all your weight on it just to make contact. So 40 seconds with one leg, 40 with the other. If you have a higher surface, try to keep one leg floating. If not, use your little kickstand with your opposite heel. All right, here we go. Squat down, drive up through that working leg. Your other leg should just really be resting on the ground for balance. Try not to use it to lower or stand. You should really feel your quads burning with this one. Slow, controlled lower, drive up through the heel. Slow, controlled lower, drive up through the heel. Keep your core braced, as always. Last one. All right, rest, shake it out. And we're gonna switch legs. So one leg is your working leg. Use your other as your little kickstand balancer if you need it. Whenever you're sitting down, don't let that working leg, don't let that knee drive in. Keep it centered over the middle of your foot. All right, here we go. 40 seconds. Drive up through that heel. Stick your butt back. Drive up through your heel. Stick your butt back. Up through your heel. One more rep. All right, good. Take a rest. We have one more thing left, and it's a single leg balance. You can use a weight, a ball, I'm just going to grab a foam roller, just any kind of prop, because we're going to use your upper body motion to kind of just give you some self-induced perturbations, as we call it. So you're going to balance on one foot, knee soft, not locked out, core tight. Hold something in your hands. It could be a bottle of water. Raise it up and bring it down. All right. And then we'll switch feet. 40 seconds. Here we go. Soft knee, core tight. Bring it up. Bring it down. Of course, the heavier the item, the harder it is for your balance and your shoulders. But pulling a weighted item outside of your center of gravity is what challenges your balance. If this feels easy, you can stand on a towel, a folded up beach towel, bath towel, folded several times, throw pillow, regular pillow, just something with some cush. Or you can just close your eyes. Take vision out of the equation. One more rep. All right, rest. Your legs should feel a little tired from that. All right, shake it out, and then we're going to switch sides. Soft bend in the knee, core tight. Same thing. All right. There we go. Stay nice and tall, core tight, butt tucked. Don't let your ribs flare open when your arms come overhead. Try to keep full contact with the ground. Thinking of your foot as a tripod, touching with mainly you're thinking of the heel, your big toe, and your pinky toe. Nice and spread, gripping the ground. Last rep. All right, that was it. That was your unilateral workout program. Training each side differently, so you're not allowed to cheat, because we all accidentally do. Do it over again, and I hope you enjoyed it. Good job, guys.